Alright, I'm going to go through these questions relatively quick until I get to some that I know you might be struggling on. The first thing you want to look at, class, is the directions, because it says show all your work, write your final answer in the box provided, round your final answer to 2 decimal places, and be sure to include the correct unit of measure. So you better make sure you follow those instructions. Let's take a look at the first one. Find the volume. The first thing I notice here is this is a rectangular prism, but it is oblique. It's tilted to the side, but they gave us the height. Let's pick our base. I'd like to pick the bottom as our base. That means these 5 centimeter and 11 centimeter, those are the dimensions of our base. That means 20 centimeters is our height. Let's go ahead and write this out. The base of a rectangular prism is length times width, which is equal to 5 times 11, which is 55 centimeters squared. Our height, we've already circled it, is 20 centimeters. Our volume of a rectangular prism is just base times height. That is equal to 55 times 20, which is equal to 1,100 centimeters cubed. As I'm giving you these values, you should be checking them in your calculator so that you make sure you know how to put this. These are pretty simple, but put all these equations into your calculator. Alright, so the volume is 1,100 centimeters cubed. I don't need to write decimals because that is an exact answer. Alright, let's go to number 14. Find the volume. Well, this is also a rectangular prism. I'm just going to go ahead and pick the bottom here, the bottom face as the base. That means these 2 dimensions are the dimensions of the base. That makes 5 inches my height. Let's go ahead and figure out the base area. The base area of a rectangular prism is length times width, which is 10 times 4. And that's 40, let's write that a little neater, 40 inches squared, because that's area of our base. Height we already circled is 5 inches. The volume is base times height, which is 40 times 5, which is 200 inches cubed. So our volume here is exactly 200 inches cubed. That covers question number 14. Question number 15, find the volume. Well, I recognize this to be a triangular prism. If it's a triangular prism, you must select a triangle as the base. So the base is here. I'll pick the bottom of this one, the bottom triangle as the base. That means 12 is one of our dimensions, length or height, width. And 16 is one of the dimensions that happens to be, if we look at this class, the height of the triangle. If we were looking at that triangle straight on, we'd have a length. And we call it a height, but in this case we'll use W for width just so we don't get it confused with the actual object height. Since 20 meters has nothing to do with the base, that must be the height. It's the distance between the 2 triangles. We know for a triangular prism, the base is a triangle, 1/2 of length times width, which is 1/2 of 12 times 16. Let's put that in our calculator. Slide this over so you guys can see this. I'm going to use I'll use the parentheses. Parentheses 1 divided by 2. There's my 1/2 times 12 times 16 equals, and our number is 96. So the base is 96 meters squared. Our height is circled. That's 20 meters. Our volume is now still, just like a rectangular prism, base area times height, which is 96 times 20, and that is 1,920 meters cubed. So in our answer box, 1,920 exactly, so there's no decimals here, meters cubed. Next one, number 16. Find the volume. Well, this is also a triangular prism. It's got two congruent parallel triangles, and then all of the vertices are connected together, so we have three other faces. I'm going to pick the front of this. You got to pick a triangle as the base of a triangular prism. 30 is one of our dimensions for the triangle. 40 is another one. This is a right triangle, by the way. So see how it looks different than this one, class? If you look at this one, I don't know if it's a right triangle or not. It doesn't tell me, but it does give me, if I looked at that triangle straight on like this, it tells me this is 12 meters, and this dimension right here is 16 meters. So we're given a length and a width. In this case, we got a right triangle, so the two legs are the length and the width. That leaves 15 to be the height. Alright, so we know the base of a triangular prism is 1/2 times length times width. That's 1/2 times 40 and 30, so 40 times 30. 1/2 times 40 times 30 is 600 millimeters squared. The height of this triangular prism is already circled, 15 millimeters. And now our volume. The volume is just base area times height, which is 600 times 15, which is 9,000 millimeters cubed. So our answer again is an exact value, 9,000 millimeters cubed. We got a few more minutes. Let's do one more. Let's take a look at this. Actually, this one is, let's see. Get to 26 here. Let's take a look. 16. Oh, I've got the wrong page. That's tomorrow's. Let's go to this one. All right. Sketch a cylinder with a diameter that is 46 centimeters long and has a height of 25 centimeters. All right. Let's go ahead and sketch a cylinder. So I'm going to go ahead and make a top and a bottom. So those are our two bases. Let me move that a little bit so it doesn't look like it could be an oblique, but we don't have to do that. Alright, let's go ahead and connect these together. That's pretty good. I mean, you guys can probably do a little better job than that, but that's close enough for a cylinder. Alright, we've got some dimensions here on this cylinder. We have a diameter which is 46 centimeters, and a height which is 25 centimeters. Well, first thing you want to notice, class, is we don't need diameter, we need radius. The radius is half of the diameter. So 46 divided by 2 is equal to 32. So our radius is going to be 32. Actually, not 32. Let's try that. How about 46 divided by 2 is 23, and that's going to be centimeters. So 23 centimeters. All right, we got our radius. Let's go ahead and plug this all into our equation. The base of a cylinder is the area of a circle. We're going to just say this is our base. That makes this dimension our height. The base is pi r squared, which is pi times 23 squared. Remember, don't use the diameter, use the radius. Pi 23 squared. Let's go ahead and square 23. So 23. And I'm going to go ahead and, where is my exponent key on this one? It's got to be somewhere here. Why do I not see it? Oh, here it is. 23 exponent, and I put a 2, and it's 529. So 529 pi centimeters squared, because that's an area. Our height, we already circled it, is 25 centimeters. of our volume is just going to be base area times height. Notice I didn't resolve pi yet. Let's get our answer as accurate as possible. 529 pi times 25, and that's going to be, let's go ahead and put that in, 529 pi times 25 equals 41547.56. We can drop the 2, doesn't change the 6. So there's our final answer is 41547.56, and that's going to be centimeters cubed. So in our box, 41,547.56 centimeters cubed. I'll continue on with number 18 on our next video.